My name is Jeff Coopers. I live at 108 Summer Sky Drive. Good evening, Henrietta residents, Town Supervisor, Mr. Steve Schultz, Council Rick Page, Mr. Scott Adair, Mr. Mike Stafford, Mr. Rob Barley, Town Clerk, and Town Attorney. Let's begin with thanking the Lord for everything we have, and doubly for the things we do not have. I'm a patented inventor that has a knack for solving problems. Henrietta is experiencing many problems. Below are highlighted words that you must become familiar with in order to become the best elected officials that you are capable of. Law is supposed to be able to be understood by an average man of average intelligence. Let me alert you, we have town codes that have been broken. There are several neighborhoods that are adversely affected by developments. Supervisor Moore discarded the town codes and granted variances that go against Henrietta Town codes. The town board and the planning board did not conduct due diligence. Fact that residents' property values have dropped because of the development. Henrietta residents' quality of life has been negatively affected. Business interferes with the repose of the citizens. I suggest making every area that is adjacent to business a special tax-free zone. Secondly, I suggest increasing the fine for violations to Henrietta Town codes. I would increase fines to $1,000 for business and $500 for residents. If residents are experiencing quality of life issues and business is responsible, the fines will be a way to identify where the trouble areas are. I would follow the Crime Stoppers example and reward citizens. $500 for the town and $500 for the resident homeowner. Let me remind you that you, Supervisor Schultz, and Council are elected officials and are bound to the Municipal Officers Law. You swore to defend the Constitution. What Jack Moore did to Henrietta with all of his approved developments will negatively affect generations of Henrietta citizens. Jack Moore betrayed Henrietta and her residents. I am holding you all responsible for upholding the law. For starters, every property that had its zoning changed during Jack Moore's term must be returned to its original zone status. An area for you to start is Jack Moore's rezoned property next to Growmore Farms. There are 47 acres of land that Joe Moore owns. How did he acquire that property? Did Jack use his position to secure that property? Jack Moore's final rezoning of Henrietta's property bordering the town of Rush. This property is on the Town Line Road. I can prove that this property is owned by a relative of Jack Moore. If you do not defend the law, I will consider you all to be in alliance with lawbreakers, and you will be held accountable. Supervisor Jim Breeze was 2,200 acres behind on green space per resident law. We have 3 parks as a result. Jack Moore has overdeveloped Henrietta. How do you plan to restore the balance? If you do not come up with a plan, I know some government agencies that will help. I'm giving you all an opportunity to become heroes. You are accountable. Do not look at our town attorney to follow the town codes. He advised Jack Moore on how to break codes. As far as I'm concerned, I would suggest holding our present law counsel responsible for not enforcing town codes. And also include him with Jack Moore for betraying the people's trust, collusion to defraud Henrietta homeowners. Supervisor Schultz and Council, read the law for yourselves. Do not have faith in our town's attorney that he will guide you in the law. You are men of at least average intelligence. Let me give you all a little bit of Henrietta history. Long ago, when Henrietta residents voted on business district, it was determined to be on Jefferson Road. The development would be a way to reduce a burden on residents, taxes. The people accepted business on Jefferson Road. Business has grown. Once in a while, the people of Henrietta have banded together to fight the sprawl of business. So let me ask you all this question. If taxes were minimal from the businesses on Jefferson Road and business has been allowed to slowly encroach on residents, why are Henrietta citizens paying taxes? If you successfully collected taxes from all of the businesses, how much money would every resident expect to receive in compensation? The people of Henrietta have been betrayed. Supervisor Schultz, the new Wegmans on Calkins Road was located across the street at the corner of Calkins and East Henrietta Road. When they were allowed to move locations by bitter Supervisor Breeze, the people were told that we would be compensated for the loss of the Monroe County Fair. The fair was part of Henrietta for 150 years. The people were told of a water park near the expressway that would be built for compensation. We have the Wegmans. Where is the entertainment for the tax-paying homeowners? We are being overrun by business, and the time has come for the people of Henrietta to be compensated. Do you have any plans for installing a pool in the rec center? Are you planning on moving forward on the new library? You should think carefully. Public monies to build, and a business is going in there. Using public monies for the benefit of a business entity from the private sector. Are you planning on charging $1 million rent to the business? Or are you planning on giving the business a tax break? Tell the people, Henrietta homeowners, we will be paying for the business both ways. I would consider this defrauding the public and misappropriation of public monies. You will be held accountable for your actions or inactions. Supervisor Schultz, do you have anything you might want to add? How about an apology to me and my family for your unexpected visit to my house? Remember that time you visited my home and saw a confrontation? You tried to run me over twice in my driveway, did a lawn job, and you act like you did nothing wrong? Clearly you were confused. I read the police report and your statement. What possessed you to confront your competition at his residence? You do not intimidate me. If you ever try anything funny to me or my family, I advise you this. It will not turn out for you the same as it did in the past. I swear to God.
I don't need to hear this.
I am.
To finish. All right.
Thank you. That was very courteous. You have some manners, actually. Thank you. I am not sure what nefarious thoughts possessed you. Supervisor Steve Schultz, do you have anything you want to state for yourself?
You done?
No.
Wrestling done.
Okay. Look, it doesn't matter that you started off like this. What does matter is you did not try to apologize for disrupting my family. You did not apologize to my wife for creating a hostile environment to the point that I had to call the police on you. In good faith, I waited for you to repair my lawn. An apology from you now would be insincere and superficial. You scaring my wife and kids and then trying to run me down is just information that residents should know. You know, you were accountable and how you were accountable for your actions and the lawn job. I didn't vote for you. You do not possess the kind of qualities that I would look for in such a trustworthy position. You are a Republican representing the Henrietta Democrats. If you think that you are going to run this town with Republican ideals as the past supervisor did, you will end up in the same shape, if not worse. I know you don't know what you are doing, and I am here to tell you that I will be watching your actions and waiting to pounce on your inexperience. I will expose you to the public. That brings up a favorite quote of mine by Albert Einstein. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. I will try to overlook your character flaws and appeal to the law-abiding person deep inside. Law is what binds us together. It levels the playing field. Can you imagine society without law? You have put yourselves in positions of authority. I hope you choose to do the right thing. Think about this. Did business vote you into office, or did the good people of Henrietta? Do the job you were elected for. Right the wrongs and become legends for Henrietta citizens. Read the Constitution. Read the elected officials' handbook. Read municipal law. Read the Henrietta Town codes. Amend Jack Moore's rezonings. Restore the people's trust. Protect homeowners' property values. create tax-free zones for residents negatively affected by business, hold Jack Moore accountable for betraying our trust, create a Crime Stoppers for residents aimed towards holding business accountable, prove the need to the residents concerning future developments, fill the empty buildings before you destroy another piece of Henrietta. Did you know it would have taken years to impeach Jack Moore legally? It also would have been the first time ever in American history. That's right, an unprecedented event, kind of like my invention that was never created before me. We can go about this several ways. You can willingly restore all property zonings to original zoning status prior to Jack Moore's taking office. Pursue justice for Henrietta residents by bringing charges against Jack Moore for betraying the people's trust, misappropriation of public monies. Prove to the people of Henrietta that we will have government accountability. Create probably 3 to 4 parks to compensate residents for developed green space. Create tax-free zones for homeowners adjacent to business. Create a Crime Stoppers. Or 2, you could do nothing. Let me advise you, if you do not defend the law, you will be guilty. And I am one of many whom watch your actions. I have friends in high places that are willing to help in case you veer off track. Supervisor Breeze met one, the New York State Attorney General. I'm pretty sure Jack Moore and gang met some of my other friends in Buffalo. Before you have to meet some of my friends for yourselves, I would suggest that you start protecting homeowners and their property values. I pray that you decide to do the right thing and take this opportunity to do something great for the citizens of Henrietta. I challenge you to make a difference. Town Council, Mr. Rick Page, Mr. Scott Adair, and our new members, Mr. Mike Stafford and Mr. Rob Barley. The town of Henrietta is counting on you to help this new supervisor to truly understand his responsibilities. Mr. Page and Mr. Adair, I want to tell you this. Mike Stafford attended more town board meetings than any other free man I have ever met. I have full confidence in his desire to make a positive difference for the good people of Henrietta. Mr. Rob Barley, I have heard nice things about you from my neighbors, Reverend Reuben Goff and his family. Good luck to you, and I pray that God will bless you and give you the strength that you need. Do you understand why I'm telling you this information? I'll tell you.
Wrap it up, sir. You've been going for quite some time.
That's called freedom of speech, right? Second Amendment, and you're here to defend it. Do you understand?
Being disruptive of
That's fine.
business.
Do you understand why I'm telling you this? I'll tell you. I will be able to prove mens rea. Mens rea, a fundamental principle of criminal law, is that a crime consists of both mental and physical element. Mens rea, a person's awareness of the fact that his or her conduct is criminal in the mental element, and actus reus, the act itself, is the physical element. So there you have it. You have been given the knowledge. What you do with it is up to you. I will be watching and waiting. As always, may God bless us all. Sincerely, Jeffrey Coopers.